Hello, Janesville. We're here with the Smoky Nights. We're actually a band that we have had at the Marvin Roth Pavilion during the Music at the Marv series, which is being held in the summer times here in Janesville. And it's wonderful to have both of you here. Lily and Anthony, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome to Janesville, like you've never been here before.
Yeah.
So, where are you each from? I know that you got a background here.
I'm a Janesville native. Yep, born and raised in Janesville.
I'm from Green Bay.
Green Bay, Wisconsin. Very
Green
good.
Bay, Wisconsin, yep.
Not too far away. And how long have you been performing music, would you say?
Well, together we've been performing music for just about 5 years? 6 years.
6 years.
6 years, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Many more years to come.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how young were you when you started performing on the stage, would you say? Other than grade school performances,
Right.
which are obvious.
I had been in a few bands throughout high school, so I would say, around the high school age is where I
16
started.
for me, yeah.
Yeah, high school for you too.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of genres of music were you playing? Pretty much what you're doing now, or something totally different?
I was in rock bands. It was always rock bands, playing electric guitar and stuff like that.
That's cool.
But
I was just singing pop music like we're doing now.
Very good. Okay, how involved were you in high school with music within school, whether it be in the curriculum or independently?
I did 2 years of show choir, but that's
Okay.
about it, yeah.
And I was a band kid. I didn't do any of the, performance arts. It was mostly concert band and jazz band. So I was a saxophone player there.
Okay, great. So you said saxophone. So what other instruments do you both play?
He plays a lot.
I do
He plays like everything.
saxophone, drums, a little bit of keys, guitar, bass. A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
So when you've tracked the songs that you've done, have you played more than one instrument, or do you try
Yes.
to?
I typically do about 3 or 4 instruments in studio so that we don't have to pay for studio musicians. Keep the costs down and everything. And then Lily has done keys on a few of our songs.
And mandolin.
And mandolin.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I was admiring your mandolin when you were playing it. When I saw you last year, I had to look it up. I'm like, what kind of mandolin is that? I'm kind of curious when it gets to the electric instruments, because you see so many mandolins that are just, the old school bluegrass type of musicians, and
Yeah,
there's a lot of neat ones out there.
It's not a standard mandolin, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I hear both of you have college degrees. Did you meet in college?
No, actually, we met up in Green Bay when I
Okay.
was working as a controls engineer up there.
We met at Harmony Cafe at an open mic night.
Okay. So,
yeah.
so what other education do you have if you're working?
I have a degree in electrical engineering.
Okay, great.
A degree in psychology.
Oh, very good. So you can keep him in line.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
So let's see. You had an anniversary recently. You're married, right?
Yes,
Yes.
it's today.
Today, well,
Yeah.
July 20th, and this recording was taken July 20th. So today, it's a very good day. It's my daughter's 17th year, her birthday. So,
Oh, happy birthday to her.
so yeah, lots
Yeah.
lots of good people were either married or born on this day, I should say. Now, your music video, Paradise, has some footage in it that's set from your honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool. I mean, how did you come about using that? How did you work that into the...
That was definitely planned beforehand. We knew when we were going down to Puerto Rico that it's just such a scenic place. They're a beautiful country.
We just took the video off of our cell phones, and
Yeah.
that's about it. We were kind of just like,
We
any
planned
cool
it.
scenes that we saw, we recorded, and then just put them together.
Yeah.
video.
We had planned, said instead of taking all the pictures down there on the honeymoon, we were just going to take video and then put it all together. So.
Yeah, so we don't have many photos of our
Yeah,
honeymoon,
there
but
aren't.
just a ton of videos.
Okay, now that you're partners in life and you're business partners, how does that work?
It works pretty well. I mean, we were both very involved in all the aspects of
Each
the
other's
music
lives.
business. Yeah, everything.
everything,
I
so.
mean, we wake up and just get right to work and book shows together, work on finances together. Yeah, all of it. Practice songs.
Okay, now outside of that, what kind of fun time do you have together outside of the business end of things?
It's pretty much just like music, really.
We've been really,
I mean,
really focused on it
we
for a
take
long time.
times to like go on dates and stuff, but
Hiking.
not really on the weekend.
We used to do a lot more outdoor activities, hiking and things like that. We really enjoy, being in the mountains in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So the best kind of date is a hiking date.
Oh,
is
yeah.
what I'm...
Or a
Okay.
pool date.
Yeah.
Yeah. We like to
Yeah.
go to the pool.
Well, the nice thing about the Smokies is they don't seem intimidating. which is nice.
There's a lot of just really cool trails to hike out in Tennessee.
Yeah, we love hiking.
Yeah, I think anybody should take the Smoky Mountains in, and then they can graduate to the larger mountains if they care to.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of the Smoky Mountains, that's how we got the name.
That is, yes.
Yes, that is how we got the name. We
okay.
love the Smoky Mountains, and we're just like, Smoky Nights.
Yeah.
Had to throw that
Yeah.
in there.
You know, going into music and songwriting, outside of your own music, what music do you prefer to listen to or inspires you?
I like indie music, pop music, huge inspiration. Soul music too, as well. I love Adele. Adele's like soul and pop combined.
Yeah. We love listening to any music that has a really good soulful singer.
Yeah.
Big fans of bands like Leon
Soul
Bridges
singers,
and Alabama Shakes.
Lake
stuff
Street
like that.
Dive.
Lake Street Dive, yeah.
Yeah, you can really notice that in your performances, how well you work together, and obviously the phrasing and the music is a huge influence too. What is your favorite song that you've worked on together?
Original song?
Yeah.
Original song. What would you? I like. There's so many. I don't know. To say like a
The
favorite
one
one.
that we've worked on. Maybe Paradise, because that one was definitely a joint effort. Paradise came to-
Writing that one, I would say.
Writing Paradise was a really interesting thing, and it took like a full day,
It
even
did.
more than that, because there's some Spanish verses in that
Yeah,
song.
we had
so
to write in Spanish, so we had to figure that out.
There was time signature stuff in that. There
Yeah.
was multiple languages. Yeah, it was pretty in depth.
So would
Yeah.
you say a lot of the writing is together, or do you have a lot of independent? Like you write one song, or
I
is it-
think most of the songs we write together. There are definitely a few here and there that it was just Lily's or just mine that we'll bring to the table and then say, hey, this is great. Let's bring the whole band in on this.
Great. What was your inspiration behind the song Kaleidoscope?
I wrote Kaleidoscope about Anthony. It's kind of a love song I wrote for him.
Lily has this thing called synesthesia, which is where you associate colors with emotions, or you can associate
People can
numbers
associate it
with
with
words
different
and
things,
stuff.
yeah.
But hers is she associates colors with emotions, so she wrote this line about colors of 1,000 rooms being like the emotions that you feel about being in love. So
Well, I was fine being alone, but honey, you set the tone. Looking at you is like a reflection. You give me colors of 1,000 rooms,
Coming by these places,
and colors of 1,000 rooms.
when I see your faces,
You got me tongue-tied,
cross-eyed,
spinning in every direction. I've got so much hope.
because you're my kaleidoscope, kaleidoscope.
You created a meaningful video clip using your original song Power. Can you tell us a little bit why you went into that, and can you share kind of your thought process behind that?
yeah, so for this new album, we had written a song called Power, and it's really we wrote it for the people everywhere, just like a power to the people type song, and we felt that it was very appropriate in the current political climate with Black Lives Matter. So we took some images of protests happening across the nation, all of the people coming together to support this, and we put our song behind it just to share the message that the music we write is always for the people.
So you're going to be moving forward probably from here on out and really kind of be more of a community of.
We
I don't know
definitely
what you want to call it.
we try to. Yes, I think we're not necessarily going to be strictly an activist band, but we definitely put positive messages for the community into our songs.
Very good.
Yeah.
Did you perform separately? Well, obviously you performed separately before becoming a band. You as a show choir,
Yeah.
you as your high school rock and roll, but in between that.
This is the first band I've ever been in, so
Okay.
Anthony's been in a lot of
5 or
bands
6 bands.
previously. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so when did you start performing together? You said, 5 years ago?
Yeah, 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So we
it
met
would've
at
been right
Harmony Cafe, and he was always singing you were singing by yourself, and then with some friends sometimes, and then that's how we started talking. Is I gave him my number, and I was like, if you ever want to jam sometime, let me know. And we got together and started working on some covers, and yeah, that was the first place that we played together.
Okay, so you actively became a duo. Was it before anybody else kind of joining in
Yes,
as a
and then-
backup for your touring gig?
And then when we moved down to Tennessee, we brought on a couple other members, Tennessee locals, into the band, and it just kind of spiraled from there. So.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. I think we pretty much covered you. Smoky Nights comes from the Smoky Mountains.
Yep.
Yes.
So that's a great connection, and the fact that your spare time's spent up in the wildlife, which
Yes.
is very key. So who is Eric? How'd you find Eric?
Eric is our violinist, very talented.
Yeah.
I met him when I was in college at a
Tennessee
party.
Tech.
Yeah, at Tennessee Tech. He was my roommate's best friend's cousin. So it was kind of random that I met him at that party. And I didn't want to go, and I was like, they're like, come on. And so I met him, and he's like, I play violin. And I was like, well, we're kind of like doing a duo thing, hoping to expand the band. And he came over for practice, and it was just like magic.
Does he play mandolin at all? Because
Oh, no, he doesn't play.
Just-
I'm sure he could, though.
Just violin.
that's the one thing that always confuses me about violin players. You can play mandolin too. It just has frets. It makes it a little easier.
Yeah, it is very
That's
similar.
true. He's been playing violin since he was very young, and he's
He's classically
trained, so he's very, very talented.
And then other band members, is there Derek?
Derek.
Yep, Derek.
Yes, Derek is our full-time drummer. He's been drumming since he was a little kid as well. Both Derek and Eric are Tennessee natives, so they grew up in
Yeah.
Tennessee, and we met them down there, and just were really glad to bring them on board.
Now, is Derek like a full kit player? Is he bongos, congas, whatever?
He can do anything. He prefers full kit. He can play. He's got a really cool electronic drum set that we set up in bars. He can play cajon.
He can play to any size room.
percussion. Yeah,
that's
any
why
size
he's
room.
like he's phenomenal. Yeah.
I played with a drummer who played an electric kit,
Mm-hmm.
and the only problem is when he tried out for the band, he had really hairy legs and he wore shorts. So
Oh no.
I think there's a certain rule, and I know it's kind of going off script here with when it comes to musical performances. What's your opinion on wearing shorts at a performance?
So Derek, he he gets pretty sweaty, but he's like, I don't want to wear shorts unless it's like 100 degrees outside.
Especially us being.
But he's
right
against wearing shorts. He
us
said,
being right up
while
front in
drumming.
the stage, we try as hard as we can not to wear shorts. I mean, if it's
I'll wear a
95 degrees,
skirt,
if it's
but I
95
probably won't
degrees
wear
out and we have to
shorts.
play outside, I will be wearing shorts. But other than that, we pretty much always wear pants.
Yeah, Anthony only wears shorts if he has to.
If
Like
really-
if he just can't handle the heat. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that's one of those people need to be aware of. That's very important, not to wear shorts
Yep,
if you're
Yep.
in a band, because it's
that
just
professional
kinda,
look, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're like playing, in some kind of band that does Jimmy Buffett style music, then you can get away with
Right.
Or if you're like
Right.
on a beach
colorful
or something.
shirt
I
or whatever.
guess.
The way around it is
Yeah.
pants with holes. So
yeah, that
yeah.
works. I won't ask sandals or shoes, or I can bring that up later, I suppose.
Yeah. I don't think we wear sandals. No.
What would you say is your most interesting gig location or place that you played a gig at?
I really like Blowing. Blowing Thistle is really nice.
I'm going
play
to go
at.
with On Top of a Mountain because
Oh,
we
yeah. Okay. We did play on top of a mountain.
every year we get called back to do a Christmas party in Tennessee at a cabin on top of a mountain, and the drive up there is slightly terrifying
It is terrifying,
because
but
you've
it's
got
so
a whole,
fun.
trailer full of gear to pull up a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get to the top, it's just a gorgeous view of Middle Tennessee, and you can see all the mountains around, and we get to set up at the second floor of the cabin and just play a nice private party. So it's really cool.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Yeah, I agree.
Now to be the downer, what's like one of the ugly gigs
Ooh.
that you've had?
Ooh.
If it's just one person you're playing the crickets, I don't know. Is
Yeah,
there one where just
really,
everything
like
went
if
wrong?
you go to a bar.
I mean, there's some
and-
dive bars we've played at,
But some of those are fun. It's
Yeah.
just more or less with the crowd. Like if they're just
yeah,
not
if there's
into
nobody
music
paying
or-
attention and there's nobody in the
So
room. then-
we live in Tennessee and country is huge there. So sometimes we play at the dive bars and they just want to hear country music, and that's kind of like we can play some country covers, but that's not
In
our
general,
style
that
at
is not
all.
our style.
Yeah. So we come across shows like that once in a while. It's not too often though.
Okay, turn around that and make it a little bit more happier. Are there, any just moments on stage where it just like, this is like the coolest that you could say?
Yeah, I mean, we've had some really, really cool experiences as a band. We've gotten to, last year we opened up for a band called Diamond Rio.
Yeah, that
and
was really fun.
anytime we get to play a really big stage with a 5-piece band, whether it's, you know, Patrick joining us on trumpet or we have our bass player, a full band is just really, really fun to perform with.
So the dream stage is pretty much the biggest stage, or is there a place, I mean, Opryland, I don't know.
Oh,
What are you thinking?
Probably not the Opry. The Opry, I think, is the dream stage for every country
Yeah.
music person.
It'd still be an
down there.
awesome stage to
Of
hit.
course it would be. We'd love the opportunity, but I think for us, not really doing country music, we'd love the opportunity to play for any big stage.
Like Red Rock, right?
Oh, yeah.
That would be
Yeah,
like
Red
the
Rock's
dream.
amphitheater?
That
Oh,
would
my
be the
goodness.
dream. That would be amazing.
Someday.
Someday.
So over the last year, what do you think have been kind of the highlights of the performances that some of the places you've been to?
Well, breaking into Chattanooga in Tennessee was pretty big for us. We had to compete against so many bands, and we got second place, which is
That was.
We were
that was
happy
fun.
with that, yeah.
We've also gotten to head down to Dallas to do a World Food Championships, which is a food festival, and we got to play music for that. It was a really, really cool opportunity. Even coming up to Wisconsin to do a little mini tour up here is a really cool opportunity for us. Just anytime we get to reach a new audience is really cool.
had some shows in North Carolina.
Oh yeah, we've played out in Asheville, which is another really, really cool city.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess you probably haven't been playing too many gigs lately with the way the world's been
Not too many, yeah.
not doing so
More
good.
selective.
Yeah, and you've
Yeah.
also done some online stuff as
Yeah,
well to
live
reach your
streams.
audiences.
Yeah.
So there's been that long pause, I suppose, for almost all musicians, it seems. So yeah, it's fortunate if you, especially with the Marv concert, the fact that there's people that are, you can keep everybody as safe as possible in those type of environments.
Yeah.
Would you do any like drive-up concerts if that opportunity
Definitely.
happens?
That's a
That
fun
would be
idea.
really
We've
cool.
been seeing a lot of other musicians try that out. So yeah, I think that'd be a really cool thing.
Yeah, I'd be down.
So this first album, is it the first album, Burning Bridges?
Burning Bridges
Yes.
is our first.
Yes.
Burning Bridges is out everywhere. It's Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music,
We released
YouTube.
it 1 year ago,
Yeah,
right?
well, 1 year ago
Yeah.
it was released.
Yeah, because very cool. Okay, now let's talk about Tennessee, Wisconsin. Which one do you like better? No, just kidding.
You're gonna get us in trouble.
What do you love about Tennessee?
Love the warm weather, the mountains. Really, that's what drew me into moving there. That was huge. I loved them. I saw them for the first time in Knoxville, and I was like, "What? There are mountains like this, like just a couple hours away?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have to live here."
Definitely a fan of the outdoors and everything,
Yeah.
for Tennessee. But also the people are great. They're just really
Yeah, they're
friendly
so
and
nice.
really supportive. We live in a great community in Cookeville, Tennessee, and they've been really supportive of the band and the music that we've been doing for about 5 years now in Cookeville. So
Very cool. Now, when you're out in the mountains, have you seen any elk? Any of the? Because I heard there's an elk herd running through.
I've
there.
seen bears, but I haven't
We've
seen
seen-
elk. No.
bears.
Yeah, because I drove through once and I thought they had a herd at about 87, but I didn't know how well the herd was doing. Because
Yeah.
I guess they're used to bigger mountains.
Yeah.
No insult to the
Yeah.
Smokies, I love
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So what do you love about Wisconsin? Now that get back here and you start thinking about what was Wisconsin like? I mean, what do you miss
That
anything, or
100%
what do you
humidity,
love?
right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. No, I love, I have such a huge family, so it's nice to see them and friends and
It's
let's
good to see family. up
What
here.
else?
Cheese,
The cheese.
Miss the
The
cheese.
cheese is so good, yeah.
Okay, well, of course you got the Southern barbecue versus the cheese.
I'm always going to choose cheese. That's just me, though.
I'm a big fan of Southern barbecue.
Yeah.
That's
He loves
speaks to
barbecue.
me.
And it's got to be hot.
Oh yeah, very spicy.
Yeah.
Spicy barbecue.
Okay, so you got a couple gigs that you were playing here in Wisconsin. How many gigs do you got going on for?
5.
Versus-
5
tour.
gigs
5,
this tour.
Okay.
Yes, and I believe we'll be coming back in October for a couple as well. So we're starting to get those Wisconsin shows rolling.
So I saw you at Fermented Cellars last year. You playing that place again?
Not this time.
Not this time. Yeah, hopefully we can be back there at some point. That was a really cool venue.
And that was very fun.
Yeah. Well, I've pretty much gone through a good slew of questions here. I didn't know if there's anything you'd like to, bring up about the band or say.
There's one thing I wanted to add. So we
Yeah.
said that we've been playing music for 6 years.
Yeah.
Most of 4 of the years we played just covers. So we started writing about 2 years ago. Has it been 2 years now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just about.
So we released our album last year, and then we're coming out with a second album soon, but we don't have a release date for that. But I just think it's cool that we went from doing covers and the band, the Smoky Nights, it was kind of just like a side thing for us.
It's always been a hobby, and
Yeah.
then when we started to take it seriously, it was the beginning of 2019. So not even 2 years, a year and a half.
Year and a half, yeah. We started writing
from
music together. and we're
January,
like-
from January to May, we wrote 10 songs.
Mm-hmm.
Released the album by July, which was a really rushed project. We were in the
Mm-hmm.
studio in 4 days, and then, the rest of the time we ended up writing about 15 more. So it's only been a year and a half of writing, but we've gotten 25 songs written for the band, and it's a really cool project to see come to light.
Yeah.
All right, and people can find you on social media, and we have it all listed right here. So be sure to look up thesmokynights.com. So thanks a lot for coming in, Lily and Anthony.
Thanks for
and
having us.
have a great tour.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You give me colors of 1,000 blues,
Coming by these places,
and colors of 1,000 blues.
when I see your faces,
You got me
tongue-tied, cross-eyed, spinning in,
every direction. I've got so much hope.
because you're my kaleidoscope, 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 kaleidoscope.